The Storm Shred Druid is one of Druid's best builds in Diablo 4 Season 14, and I want to give you now the budget setup, which you can start really early on this build, and you don't need even crazy mythics or something. You basically only need 2 pieces, and I will show you that. So let's hop right into these 2 pieces, and I will also give you some tips later on. So currently I'm a Paragon level 86 and also farming some Torment 6. I could go even higher, but I need to farm some pieces to have a smoother way. So what are the 2 pieces that you need? Well, first of all, the Storm Shepherd 2 set. So this is by far the most important one. Why? Because Storm skills no longer cost spirit to cast, and that is like the easiest one. Because if you don't have any Storm costs, that is so easy to play. You can just play with Shred, and then all of the other things will come along the way. You won't have that crazy spirit regeneration at the beginning, and thus far don't have that crazy of your damage boost, but you don't need this. At the beginning, you only need that your Shred doesn't need any spirit, so you can start with it. And on top of that, get a Malefic Crescent as your ancestral unique amulet. So I started with the build with only the Shepherd. You can play with it, but the Malefic Crescent will boost this even higher, because now with Malefic Crescent we have the most important source of this build, because now we have a really great spirit regeneration. And why? Because Blood Howl normally gives us life back, but with Spirit Howl instead restores 1 spirit for every 1% life that would have been healed. So that, along the way with healing, for 5 seconds after casting Blood Howl, restore 1 spirit each time you hit an enemy. So that means even more spirit, and then we also get 15% movement speed along the way. But how can we cast Blood Howl and you don't even see it on my cast bar? Well, through Malefic Crescent, because it is automatically cast when we shapeshift into a variable form. In addition, it will also be cast every 4 seconds while we are in shapeshift form. And I just want to show you this on a little pit showcase. As I said, a Torment X Pit 40 showcase right now. I will also show you some tips, my gear in general, a budget gear. So first of all, you want to activate your Hurricane. Sometimes you need to activate 2 or 3 times, that it will go along the way. And Cataclysm until you have your totem, which I will come later on, because you won't use Crystal Rage right from the get-go, and then just shred along the way. As you can see, it will be really easy, and you can even activate your Lightning Storm later on again, because it snapshots all of your attack speed and such things. So casting it when you have all of your damage bonus up is even better. So as you can see, this build is pretty budget, because I will show you my gear in a minute. I only have like a 800 weapon or 900 weapon, ancestral weapon, and the other gear pieces are not that really good. The defense is thus far kind of a bit of a problem, but I will also show you some ways. And as you can see, this is the only real problem, the defense, but we are already pretty fast. But we jump more into the detailed starter budget guide. Please leave a like and a sub on this video. I would appreciate a lot the support, and also write down your starter builds, your classes on the comments down below. And so now the wall budget setup. So as I said, we are playing with Cataclysm. Why? Because you need Ifes Dire Totem to play with your Crystal Rage. And although you could farm like the boss at the beginning, I wouldn't recommend it, because you can farm with Cataclysm pretty fine. If you will get it through random drops, fine, then you can switch to Crystal Rage, but I won't recommend it to farm it. You should rather farm your war plans or some general health heads, something, so you can progress along the way and don't need to waste some time on bosses, because at the beginning Shred can be a bit problematic for bosses. So I am trying to hide killing bosses until I have better gear. As I said, Cataclysm at the beginning. With Cataclysm, we are playing with duration, so the duration of Cataclysm is increased. We are playing with vulnerable, so it will make enemies vulnerable, and also we're playing with severe storm, so we'll get double the twisters and such things. So then also we are playing with Shred. It's normal Storm Shred. So we are also playing with healing. We won't play with berserking because we will get that through our Spirit Boon, the Masochistic, and the Overload. We will get this through the aspect of Great Storm. With lightning damage, we have a chance to get ferocity stacks. The more ferocity stacks means also more attack speed, means more attacks with Shred, means faster movement. And we're also going to get damage reduction while we have ferocity, which is kind of important. So, in addition, we also play cast speed because getting more attacks with Shred is always important. In addition, we have Lightning Storm as our trigger spell with Hero of the Storm because we basically now don't need any of our resource cost. We have movement speed, so we are faster, and we have also additional strikes. So you can also get things like the damage bonus. So we're gonna get more damage, but I think additional strikes is pretty good. So then in addition, we have our 3 death skills, Blood Howl, as I said, with Spirit Hall for our Spirit Regeneration, Cyclone Armor with our death for passive death. Later on you will get more defense through Cyclone Armor, but only if you have 5 of these. I will also come to that when you should switch to a full set of Storm Shepherd. And for now you just need it on your hotbar. Later on you can switch it out and you don't need it any longer on your hotbar. And we also have Earthen Bulwark. This will get triggered through our Molecule rune because Shred is a mobility skill. We only need to cast our Shred 6 times, then we're gonna get Earthen Bulwark. You can also think about getting Pock rune in it. It's also perfectly fine for it. But yeah, Modi is also pretty good. So with Earthen Bulwark right now I have Barrier Duration, but you can also go for Fortify and also Unstoppable. So I should switch this, and also you can get to Travertine Bulwark, so you will get more Sex of Resolve. That was just from the past. So then we also have the Wolves. We need it now on the cast bar because we don't have our Sea Rune any longer because the Spirit Wolves from the Rune World got heavily nerfed. So we have Wolves. Why? Because we'll get more attack speed once the Wolves crits, and because of Thrill of the Hunt, this will get upgraded by 100%. Then we got 40% attack speed along the way, which is pretty great. So we'll get 40 attack speed, then we also get another 20% attack speed through our ferocity, which means a baseline of 60% more attack speed. And this is great because I think this one is kind of like in bucket 1 and bucket 2. So then we also have Hurricane just for making enemies weakened to get more movement speed, and then that it will be cast around us. So this is basically our skill setup pretty easily. You will get this pretty soon. And then our gear, and well, what should I say? I have pretty garbage gear. My only good gear piece is kinda the stuff with item power 900 and my Malefic Crescent with 900. And as I showed you in the beginning, you can get this pretty easily by getting your amulet through the make unique process. This could be kind of tricky because I have some more amulets to craft, so it needs proper gamble. But honestly, I got it from my first amulet. I got a 900 amulet as rare, and I just removed every affix, so it was the white items, and then I just gambled and got the best outcome because I think it can also have 3 other outcomes or something. So yeah, get this either from the Beast in the Eyes or from crafting. You can also get the activity out of the cold, where you will get Beast in the Eyes in your Nightmare Dungeon. If you kill the Beast in the Eyes, you will get a Paragon chest that can drop his unique items. Thus far also drops Malefic Crescent, and this is also a good way to get this, to get your build together. Later on, you will also have things like Waxing Gibbous. If you start a totem, then you will switch to Crystal Rage. You can also get the unique helm that will give you then you can also get the helm that will give you more damage reduction with your Cyclone Armor. You can also get the unique gloves for your debilitating roar, but right now I also have unsung ascetic wraps because yeah, they were like the first gloves I found, and they are pretty nice for this build to get me some more boosting. So we're gonna get additional strike, and we also get more damage with lightning storm. In total, we also get lightning storm general, critical strike damage, and crit strike multiplier. These are pretty good. So yeah, as you can see, I don't have that really gear. So what are the other parts? As I said, for your goal, you won't have waxing givers if you start a totem, but if you don't have it, then go for a two-handed legendary stuff, get crit strike chance temper on it, and get the neurotoxic aspect on it, or basically any aspect that you have at the beginning, because I'm also playing SSF, and if you're playing SSF, you can trade and just look for the highest damage output fix on your items. You will get maximized. Normally it would be aspect of the changing depth, but first of all, it is not so good with werewolf, and second of all, I have a better neurotoxic one. So because my enemies are always weakened, we get a lot of non-physical damage through that. So in addition, I also got the crushing aspect, the galvanic aspect, so my lightning damage has a chance to echo its but as I said, you can just switch this for any other aspect at the beginning. Yeah, you don't need that crazy aspects. And then I also got the aspect of heavenly strength. This will help you a lot at the beginning. And also the aspect of coagulation, which will also give me more damage reduction while we are fortified. So as you can see, I just got some pretty basic legendaries and then just slapped on some aspects on that I had. And also for your tempers, get maximum life on every gear piece you can on your defaults. Also on things like rings or something, because these are your most important stat at the beginning. Get max life on all of your gear pieces. Craft max life whenever you can. I even craft this on my amulet at the beginning. And for your offensive, get your crit strike damage, and for your weapon, get crit strike chance, so you will reach a really high crit strike chance amount. For a talisman, when should you go for a full Storm Shepherd? Pretty simple, when you got your full 5 set. The 3 set bonus is not that good, so you will just go for the red wolf moon that will give you more damage while you're a werewolf. So get 2 pieces of Storm Shepherd, 2 pieces of wolf moon, and either you will get a 4 jump slot. Right now I only have a 4 jump slot. You need a 5 jump slot to get the 5 Storm Shepherd, or you need to get your 5 pieces. How can you craft this? Pretty easily. Just get the 3-to-1 transmutation if you then have it. So I take 3 of the Lieutenant's Bestiary, and then I'm just transmuting it and hoping to get the Storm Shepherd. If you have the same set, just go for reroll set jump, but that only works for the Storm Shepherd. You need a Storm Shepherd so you can roll this into another. It's basically when you have a double. But at the beginning, just go for a 3-to-1 transmutation. So now the question is, where can you farm these sets? It is pretty simple. Farm these on this Realwalker. Here in Summon set, the Realwalkers will appear, and also the World Boss will give you general really many set jumps. I got like the 2 set bonus right from my first Realwalker at max level. So this made things a lot easier, but in general, the Realwalker will drop you really many set jumps, which is great. And then you can start your build. When you don't have it, I wouldn't recommend to play your shred build without that set. Just play the leveling Bear Storm with Rabies and your Lightning Storm. You can check out my starter guide from before in the league, and also my starter char planner. I will also upload this char planner to my description. So now, one of the last pieces, the Spirit Boons, which should you take? Right now I got advantageous speed, so I can progress more quickly. Later on you will have Prickle Skin when you can try to push Pit or the Tower. For Eagle, I got the Aven Wrath for more crit strike damage. For the Wolf, more ultimate skill duration with our Cataclysm, and then the Spirit Bond With Snake, we got Masochistic for berserking, more damage with shapeshifting skills, and also Calm Before the Storm, so we reduce the cooldown of our Cataclysm. As I said, we're gonna switch our Cataclysm when we have the Ephemeral tool. So now also for Paragon, you want to rush the boards, so you just want to get your first glyph here, then get full minute in it, try to level it so you can get this with like those 2 text nodes and those text nodes, but your main priority should be to get to your legendary nodes. So as you can see, I got Lust for Carnage as my first one, then I quickly traveled to the Thunderstruck, to my next board, and then I went for Constricting Tendrils, the next board, and the last one will be my Heightened Malice. I will get that, and after that, just get all of your glyph sockets here and there, and then socket your glyphs on it. Just check out my Chablan. I don't know all of my glyphs now. And then, firstly, focus on your dev, because this will be really important with that season. Go for Always, go for Always here, go for Max Life here, go for Max Speed here. Max Speed means more damage. Then also go for some attack speed, but in general take all of these resistance nodes and also some max life nodes, max armor nodes to get a better life. So then for mercenaries, at the beginning I took Variana to move faster, but when you're in the late game, just either take Subu with more crit strike damage or take your Rahia. For your activity tree, I put down my Tree of Plenty for the beginning. Then for my Nightmare Dungeon to Goblin Fall, felt that it's pretty important to get these 3 Writhen Rod, your Hellmouth, and then Bursting Blood. Your Writhen Rod will give you a lot of XP. This will give you a lot of crafting mats. For Thunder City, take your Jade Epiphany. The first, you will get more X globes. For your Lair bosses, take Out of the Cold as the first. Your Method and Madness, and then Moral here. And for your pit, get your Heart of Stone at the beginning. So then you should be fine to really start blasting and getting to the later stages of the tournament here. I can only recommend to you, go for bosses, go for the real walkers. They're really good. They will drop you a lot of items at the beginning and also progress through the war plans. I tested some out. Don't know, I don't like the Great Haunted Harvest now, but still need to check it, do more testings. But things like Nightmare Dungeon and Halted Harvest are really good for us druids. So yeah, if you liked the video, please leave a like and a sub. Would appreciate a lot, and also write down your starters and how your first days went in the comments down below. I hope you liked this video. Until the next one, bye.